Okay, we're recording again. We're at the point where we're finding our future values when we're compounding weekly. So I've put our formula into the calculator. We know the n values at each moment in time, the number of weeks for each year, so 52 in there. And I'm just going to fill out the numbers, 2, 4, 3, 56 from the calculator. Use the back button. When we now put in 104 as n, again you'll notice the numbers will be very slightly above what the previous ones were. If they're not, we've got an error again. 156, 8,753, 17, n of 208. We get 9,019.66. $9,294.27. There we go. So that shows what happens over time comparing interest that's compounded annually, quarterly and weekly for an initial investment of $8,000. Now, since this whole section involves graphing it, right, I'm going to delete this because I want to be able to copy this straight to Excel. That's the only reason I'm doing this. Right, I should then be able to copy it, drop it into Excel somewhere, insert a graph. In fact, I'm going to just delete that and see if Excel doesn't do the same silly thing it did last time. Oh, there we go. It didn't do the same silly thing. Okay, so it worked. Normally, you know, I put titles on this, fix the titles up. I've already shown you how to add the axis labels, which it's missing. Unfortunately, it's very hard to tell the difference between the three on this graph. You'd have to zoom in a fair way to even see it. I might, you know, zoom in just on a small section of it to see if it shows a bit better. Just the ending bit there. Yeah, you see, if you zoom in a fair bit, you can see that yes, compounding weekly is at the top, compounding quarterly is next, and then compounding annually. Just keeping in line with that logic that the more often you're compounding, the higher the value ends up being. All right, that will do for today. Your text example asks you to do this with different interest rates. So in that case, you'd be changing the value of I in the equation, but the idea is the same. You're meant to take a scenario, put some values in the formula, create a table, and then using that table, build a graph like this in Excel. Notice that really weird trick I did just before to fool Excel into giving me the correct labels on the bottom there. And that was I just deleted the bit here that said year. I pressed delete on that, and then when I went to create it, it didn't stuff it up. Sometimes Excel gets too smart for its own good and does some really weird stuff. Okay guys, I hope that helps. Bye.